You let us think that...
What did I let you think? I told you I had a great show. And I have. It's always the way. I got the show, I got the music, I got the cast, I got the theater, all rearing to go, and it's the old story. Money.
Where are you going to get $15,000?
We'll make those guys pay for their fun. Right through the checkbook.
To me, success is measured by, they used to say in the old day, how long the legs your film has. A movie that opens up in a theater and the audience will not let you take it out, that's a great one. I can't think of a movie today, in the last 15 years, that hasn't been pulled after a couple of weeks, a month at the most. I remember like The Road Warrior, when it came out, was a low-budget Australian film. And that film played for like a year and a half, before it disappeared from the theaters. I mean, the number of theaters got smaller and smaller, but it played for a year and a half. I sound like a snob or an art snob, but I'm not. I'm very, like my daughter and I, like really, she's really hardcore, but I'm very open-minded about what I watch. I'll watch anything. One of my problems is that I've never been very good at pitching my ideas. It's like in Amadeus where he says, oh, it's all in here. It is in my head, and I know how to bring it out. I think in movie language, in my head, it's like, wow, man, this is really intense. But when I've tried to tell it to people, they go, it's like, I don't get it. But in my head, when I'm even talking to them, I hear the sound, the pulse-finding music, I see the fast cuts, I see the expressions on the faces. How can I put that into words in a pitch session? The only way I learned how to do it, I learned how to write. It took me almost 12 years to get really good at writing. And I also have a set of standards that might be a little bit higher than most people, because a lot of people think that anybody can sit down and you can. Anybody can write. But I'm talking about being a good writer. Most people today are trained at USC and UCLA, and I'm sure they're fine schools. They definitely know how to teach people how to use the camera properly, how to use the equipment properly. But as far as like teaching the aesthetics of cinema and the use of cinema language, I know that they try, because I was at LACC and they try. So it's a matter of whether you get it or you don't. I remember like listening to, I think it was Richard Pryor once in an interview, and he says that you're born a comedian. You can't teach somebody how to be funny. You have to have that kind of gift, and it was cured by his experiences growing up in life, and then just actually doing it, getting up on stage and doing his sets. And I think the same thing holds true for any career in life, that you're born to do a certain thing, whether even if it's a garbage man. There are good garbage men and there's bad ones. But with film, some people are great cameramen. They see great and they know how to translate what they see technically to the finished product. But that's all they can do. They cannot put the story together. Film is kind of like a straight line that has nothing in between point A and point B. When you shoot shots, you have shot a minute and a half of, let's say, of a scene, which you're only going to use 7 seconds. When you're a real filmmaker, you're able to see that 7 seconds in that minute and a half segment and go, ooh, that's it, that's perfect. So that's like, let's say, one letter or one word in a sentence when you're speaking cinema language. And whoever's making the film knows when he sees these segments, oh, this goes here on that line, and this goes here on that line, and eventually they might not be in the right order, but once you have all those pieces and you have that line filled up, then you can shuffle them and create a totally smooth line. That's pure filmmaking. That's cinema. That's something that I learned from Alfred Hitchcock. Everybody thinks Hitchcock was great because he used to cut up people and he liked doing movies about murder and all that, but I thought personally that Hitchcock taught me more by watching his interviews and him talking about film and cinema language, because he was the first guy I ever heard say that. I learned more from him about that than anybody else. It's a damn shame. I mean, I know, like, with Alfred, I think that he was extremely frustrated by the Hollywood system, because he would ask for certain actors and Hollywood would send whoever the fuck they want. The whole thing with Janet Leigh and Alfred is like considered to be like a spoiled brat, because he says that all actors should be treated like cattle. I totally agree with him 100%. And I agree with the reasons why he says that, because actors come in with their little chip on their shoulder and they think they're the center of the universe, that the film, that it's their film, and it's not. If you're an actor and you're watching this, the film is not yours. It's not yours. It's a director's film, or wherever the main filmmaker is. It's not yours. To me, an actor is just like the paint on a brush that I'm going to use to put on a canvas. That's all you are to me. And that's all you should be, and that's all you should be inspired to be. You know, don't be delusional about what you do. If you want to be more than that, then go to the Hollywood system. They'd love to have you, and they fucking, like, use you, you know, so you show your titties and your ass, or your pecs and your six-pack, and you could sell fucking Gatorade and Mercedes-Benz and all that shit. If you think that's acting, more power to you. That's not acting. Is that it? 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we have a quiet little motel, tucked away off the main highway, and as you see, perfectly harmless looking, when in fact, it has now become known as the scene of the crime.